All right, sweet. Let's get on to my topic, which is more games that aren't out yet that I'm super excited to play. I'm going to talk about Code Vein. I don't know how much I'm really going to have to say about it because we don't know a lot about the game. But I know it's something we've talked about a lot in our Discord server, and I kind of want to get your guys' thoughts on it and see if
Anime Dark Souls.
yeah, if you guys want to play it.
Yep.
So yeah, Animu Vampire Dark Souls, and we've seen a good bit of footage on the game, like I just said.
Yeah.
It's I think 2018 is just the nebulous year release date that it's going to be coming out. Developed by Shift and published by Namco Bandai, one of my favorite.
Yeah, it's
publishers.
the same people who did God Eater.
Yep.
Yep.
Which was Bandai going, we want a Monster Hunter game.
Exactly.
They made anime Monster Hunter. So now they're doing basically the same thing with Dark Souls. Because even the first trailer, and now the newest one, they like definitely lean on some Dark Souls aspects.
Yep.
I mean, literally the first ever
Prepare to Dine.
Yeah, Prepare to Dine was quite literally a play on the game.
Yep.
Which is interesting because Bandai publishes Dark Souls.
Yeah, they do. Actually.
They don't do Monster Hunter though, right?
No, that's Capcom.
Right. So it's just a little funny that they were like, we already have this game that we're making money on, but we're going to do another one.
Exactly.
Whereas like God Eater, they're like, we're going to tap that market that we aren't making any money on.
Hey man, if it's from the publisher, I guess they know what.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Dark Souls was a huge hit.
Cash grab, but
So,
yeah.
Dark Souls is literally a generation of gamers.
Yeah.
yeah, basically like almost defined a new genre, or at least a new play style, which now we are getting another one, and I hope it will be better than the other imitations.
Yep. So coming out for PS4, Xbox One, and PC whenever it does launch. Soulsborne genre, like it's it's just becoming a genre basically. I think that's just what people are going to call it.
Only, probably the only ones that I would say were a real disappointment in that genre or whatever were the Lords of Fallen, and then their sequel, or they're not their sequel, but their next take on that, which was the Surge.
Yeah, Surge.
The Surge got better, but was better, but still kind of a disappointment.
Yeah, people
I've
were
never heard of
bummed
the
out.
Surge. What is that?
It's the one with the guy who he wandered through the junkyard, and you find like scrap parts and stuff.
It's like sci-fi.
Yeah.
Or sort of.
Like
it's
very
like,
light sci-fi. Kind of like near future
machines,
stuff. Yeah.
And you get like a suit. What's it called? Like
it's like an exosuit.
Yeah, an exosuit. That's what it was.
That you just build out of like junk. I think his like legs can't work anymore. Is the whole
yeah?
plot
He
of
was
the game.
getting the. I've watched some of it streamed, and like it starts off, you're in a wheelchair, and you are going for this program that can like it's supposed to make you walk again with this exo machine, and he the first the scene where he gets it, it's all like he's awake and it's all like just drilling into him and stuff, and that would not be a fun time. But then he gets dumped in a junkyard, and that's basically where you start playing.
Yeah. So this is if you don't know what Soulsborne games are, third person action adventure RPGs, very like focused on exploring and discovering the plot through like exploration, kind of very like atmospheric games.
I expect this one to have a much more, or I mean, we've already seen like they're going to have a much more blatant story.
Yes, this is going to be a lot more like straight line narrative. But so you collect souls in quotes. I think these are going to be the blood vials in this game, probably.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or like blood in Bloodborne. And I think this game looks more, in my opinion, more kind of like Bloodborne than Souls, actually.
I would agree.
Because lots of rolling, I mean, as far as we know, I haven't seen anyone in the game use a shield or anything like that.
Yeah, that's true.
You're not going to have like a gun, but you get like the powers and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you might. We saw one NPC.
Yeah, but I mean like the off
you mean
gun.
It's
like
they
a
do
parry
have some
mechanic.
other sort of teleport system thing going on from what we saw in the trailer.
Yeah, so he's got some powers and special moves.
Yeah, which I mean, Dark Souls 3 had in with their sword arts.
Yep. So focusing on difficult bosses, obviously, like I said, lots of hit and dodge gameplay style.
Definitely.
A lot of people are speculating that Go Shiina is the composer who did compose for the God Eater series. Some of the Ace Pilot games and what Mal and I were talking about earlier, Tales of Legendia. He's the composer, so he's
Which I remember ones of things.
Yeah, and he's also the composer for Zisteria and some of the the spin-off Tales games, like Tales of the World and the fighting one that never came out to America. So the Tokyo Game Show trailer that just came out like last week, I think, gave us a lot more look at the plot. It's very, I mean, obviously we know there's like vampires and stuff. It's like vampires,
like very apocalyptic world setting.
Yeah, vampires. They're fighting like husks of vampires or something like that.
It's kind of weird. I don't fully know. I haven't fully followed it. But
and there's there's like a mist that people can't breathe anymore that affects them or something like that. I think it kind of like makes you go berserk. Is how I was what I was inferring from the trailer, that probably like the monsters you fight,
which is why you have that mask.
Yeah, which is why you have the mask, and why the guy freaks out when the PC loses his mask or whatever. You're going to get like party members and stuff, so it's going to be a lot more,
which is interesting.
A lot more classic JRPG version of like a JRPG kind of take on a Blood Souls game, and Soulsborne or whatever, which is a very, I mean, it's weird to say it because those are Japanese games and Japanese RPGs anyways, but still.
But the Dark Souls were very Western influenced.
Yeah, so I like my anime style stuff.
I think me and Meta's biggest problem were the faces.
Yeah, that's
they
really
they look something's off.
They kind of have a little bit of the A1 pictures thing going on.
The problem is that the whole world looks so well done and so
gritty,
jagged and sharp and almost
anime characters.
But then you get like the anime faces, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. I hope we see more from the world, because right now all I can really remember seeing is like,
the starting area.
City. Yeah, Broken City line.
There's like the caverns in the one trailer, the big gameplay trailer we saw.
But overall, I don't expect them to touch Dark Souls and Bloodborne's level design.
Oh no. You can tell that's not what they're going for. That's kind of like
that's like one of my favorite things about them.
I think that God, like this, because this is kind of like reflects on Neo as well. Neo did really good, for what it was, but I think.
But they also had enough, like their combat system was like really good to carry, it basically.
Oh yeah, the combat system carried. I think one of the big things though, like I've seen and I've even commented on, and when I'm streaming or when I'm talking with buddies, is that we really wish the world. Sometimes we really do wish the world was almost more akin to Dark Souls, because it's very clear. Like one of the things I was really excited for this game was like I was really excited to go into Neo and then play that game and to kind of learn about the world and the areas that we were going to, because I knew they were going to do stages.
Right.
But I thought, oh cool, each stage will have kind of its own story that you kind of have to figure out through the souls. But that concept got dropped, and I was really disappointed by that, because I love the idea of learning about something in this area from a story. And Dark Souls.
Yeah, they tried it with like the you'll find people who, or you'll get like voice lines about people who died in the area. Yeah, but it wasn't enough.
It wasn't, no. And that's like, but Dark Souls is just full of stuff. It's got a great system. And the world is expansive and tells this wonderful story that's kind of almost open-ended. And there's so much to lure people into it.
That's directly a result of the director. I'm blanking. He shares a name with the Studio Ghibli guy. What is Miyazaki?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, because he directly, like when he was reading as a kid, he'd read English books without knowing a lot of English. So like he would fill in holes. So he kind of built his game to do that sort of thing. Like that, it gives you some information, but then you can fill in the holes.
Yeah. But that's what leads me to like things like Code Vein and Neo, is that like they don't technically have those holes to fill.
Right.
And
we don't know for sure yet, but it's pretty. We're pretty.
Yeah,
sure.
I should say that. Yeah, we don't know for Code Vein.
At least,
but I know that was a big lure, and I wonder if, because I mean, this technically is still kind of it's still young. Even for the genre that it is, it's still young. There's not tons of games that have really been put into this type of genre, or this mixture of genres, because that's really what it is.
What is it? Demon Souls is 2009 maybe, I think. But Dark Souls that put it on the map was 2011.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a very young span, so we have people still experimenting with stuff in it, but we've seen what does succeed.
Also, I haven't actually played any of the God Eater games. and I can't say, I don't know how they did it in like this with the sequel, but I know the first one, a big thing like everyone said was like, it's Monster Hunter with more story, but that story kind of sucks.
Yeah. See, I like. Excuse me. For me, I love the world spark. I mean, I only played Dark Souls 1 and Demon Souls for the Souls games, and I beat Bloodborne. Bloodborne's my favorite one, but
Bloodborne is one of my favorite games.
I haven't played that game. I think it's a great game.
I love the atmospheric stuff, and I love that it's very different. But like that stuff alone wouldn't sell me on the game completely like it does Mal, for instance. I really like, even more so, like the actual combat and the level up system and the collecting your souls, and they're what you use throughout the game for your currency and your experience in a way, and you can kind of use them to help level up your stuff. I like that system enough to be able to like let that as a game stand on its own, but at the same time, it needs to be more than at least what I saw of the Surge, and give me like a lot more variance in level design, and it needs to have at least like weapons need to feel different enough that it really feels like a change when you use them. I still need some cool powers and stuff.
I haven't been super excited about the combat yet, but I will say that each time they've showed a trailer, it's gotten better. Like, the original combat trailer was pretty bad, to be honest.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree with that. The first combat trailer did not have me at all impressed, and then, as you said, the trailers came out, they've gotten better and better.
Yeah.
And for me, it's Animu, and the ways that appeal to me is
everything you could want.
It's super darkness, it's super edgy. Yeah. It's super edgy.
Darkness, Animu.
It's got vampires killing each other and sucking each other's blood, and giant revenants and like party members and waifus and all of it. So I mean, I was on board with the game the day I saw the first trailer, which I think was E3. Is that when we saw it? Or a little bit before that?
I think it was probably the second trailer, because the first trailer
it was a little bit before that.
The first trailer is like a cartoon and looks nothing like the actual game.
I was still on board then, so I'm on board now. So, do you think you'll end up getting it and playing it? Maybe we need like a demo to be sure if you're going to.
I will probably play a demo of it, but I don't think I'll end up buying this game.
I have to wait and see. Like, I'm usually pretty good at telling how much I'm going to like a game just from watching or reading reviews. Like, and I'm already interested enough. Like, if people say it's better than The Surge, I'm probably all in, and I'll buy it and play it.
So Mal's like, I need to see some reviews, maybe play a demo.
Yeah,
and Meta's not so much.
It's not my cup of tea.
Yep.
It really isn't. I hope what it doesn't have though is the horrific Diablo loot system that is in Neo. I will say that's one thing I really don't like about Neo.
Yes. I don't know. I kind of like Neo. I mean, the loot system, it was kind of cool.
It's not bad. The problem is, like, when you start to get to the DLCs and the higher difficulties, you start getting into different tiers of weapons that cannot work with one another or are better, and then you can't, like, fuse your stuff into a higher tier. You have to find a weapon and then rebuild essentially everything from the top.
Yeah.
From the ground floor up. And that kind of sucks.
Yeah, hopefully we'll hear more good things about it.
Fashion vein, anime time.
Fashion Souls is where it's at.
Competition, who can make the edgiest character.
Fashion is the true end game to end game.
It's true.
Yep. So that's what I got. I'm really looking forward to it. It's in my top 5 games that I want to play that are coming out next year, at least that we know about. Along with Octopath Traveler and some other stuff that you guys need to download the demo of and play.
Yeah, I still need
I keep forgetting.
Yeah, I actually forgot about
download
that.
it. Do it. It's so good.